What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Diagnosis. I'm Andre. I'm your host, and had a few things I want to go over today. First and foremost, this is diagnosis, so we're going to talk about paranoid personality disorder or cluster A personality disorders in general. Um, Also, I may step back into a little bit more of COVID-19 and the anxiety and a conversation I had with a friend of mine in regards to its origin and also the history behind his position, which is pretty interesting. So sit tight and we'll jump right into it. So what's going on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram? I never know where I'm going to end up. So uh, I get a call. I get a call from a friend who says he's just was just turned away from the hospital because he was trying to be tested for the coronavirus. And so first, I'm really concerned. First thing I'm asking is, hey, what's going on? Why do you want to get tested? What's going on? He said, well, I have the shortness of breath and things like that. And I'm really concerned. He's in his mid 40s or so. Symptoms over the phone and just, we get back to our normal routine where we're laughing and joking and things like that. So I feel pretty good about it. But we started talking about more about COVID-19, and we get to a point in the conversation to where he's like, well, they engineered this to kill black people. So that kind of caught me, I don't want to say it caught me off guard because I had heard it before. But we've gone through so many stages with this COVID-19, especially involving black people, to where initially it was like, oh, black people can't catch it. Yeah, that changed pretty quick till we get back to this whole it's engineered and it's made to kill black people. And I'm not knocking anybody, but I always try to not over anxious or paranoid in regards to anything. Do we have facts to say that that's what it is? They engineered it to kill it? No, we don't. And so you just kind of reacting off of it. I couldn't wait to ask him, where are you getting this from? And of course, I already knew what he's going to hit me with, of course. And he hits me with the, right? How can I deny that? How can I say anything about that? That's something horrible that the medical field did to African Americans, and it's legit. It's a legit wrongdoing that we can speak on. So I started to think back, and I was looking at it, and I said, you know what? I had a book that I was reading, and I had read, and I really feel like African Americans, we really were just. It's not that we got off on the wrong foot with the medical field. It's just that we were done wrong early on by the medical field, and it's lingered. It has an effect on us, and it's created this distrust of the medical field. The book that I'm speaking of is medical apartheid. I forget, Harriet Washington. I'm sorry, Harriet Washington. Medical apartheid. It even starts from the jump when it opens up. It's the farmer and the doctor come in. It's a farmer and a doctor come in, and they're already the doctor's inspecting the farmer's female slave that he wants to purchase, and so right off the bat, it's a very intrusive examination by the doctor. So right off the bat, the relationship is tarnished because the doctor is basically giving the green light for me to be sold, or whatever comes after that sale, or that's a period. the doctor is okaying a person who is supposed to be helping and healing people is actually selling me, examining me to be sold into more torture. So the relationship's tarnished. So at any rate, me and my friend, we go back and forth, and he's not budging on his end, and I'm just asking for more, clarification and why he feels that way and what's the proof, and of course there is no proof for him, and he just feels that way. He just doesn't trust the medical field at the end of the day, even though he went to get tested or attempted to get tested at a hospital. He went to a hospital and a doctor and a medical system that he doesn't trust anyway. So people say, well, to each his own, and I get that, but I really feel like that's something that harms the African American community, that mistrust. And I'm not saying it's a fallacy. I understand where the mistrust is coming from. So my question is this, and my concern is this: when does it become paranoia or paranoid personality disorder? Because we teeter on that as a culture, and I really do think it hinders us from progressing. So the alleged origin of the COVID-19 was due to bats, which is what I believe. I believe that there's a food market and the bat's blood got mixed and all that stuff over there. It makes sense. So that's what I believe. I don't believe it's a conspiracy built to destroy me or tear me down. Not saying that there hasn't been in the past or may still be. I just don't believe this is that at all, and some of the same people who would buy into the whole this is specifically made to kill black people were the first in line at Popeyes, were the first in line to watch girls twerk and do all these things. And the reason I say that is this: if I feel like I'm in a war and I'm being hunted, I have no time to go to Popeyes. I have no time to watch girls twerk. Well, maybe that, but you get what I'm saying. I really don't. That's not things that concern me. That would have never been a trending thing in life if I felt like I was being hunted and possibly exterminated, or hunted to be exterminated. I'm sorry. So on one hand, I think it's just a convenience for us, which puts us in a different diagnosis. But and I don't say us because it's not all of the African American community who thinks in this way. But there's a huge number of us who tend to lean. So PPD or paranoid personality disorder is what it's referred to as cluster A personality disorders. So with that first one, and I think it should be pointed out that it has to affect a relationship, whether it's work or just bonding or whatnot. So that first one, and I'm sorry, I'm going to read it a little bit. Doubt the commitment, loyalty, or trustworthiness of others, believing others are exploiting or deceiving them. That's my partner. That's my buddy. That's him. All the way. Let's the next one. Are reluctant to confide in others or reveal personal information because they are afraid the information will be used against them. Nobody in my family has ever done a census. I'll say it. Me personally, I've never been asked to turn anything in. But growing up, it was just you just dodged them. You dodged the census person. I'm not telling them all my information because they're going to use it. They're going to do something to me. Right? Are unforgiving, hold grudges. Was the last one I put up there. And there are a few more. But just right off the bat, all three are associated with the culture as a whole in some form. Right? Now, my question would be, have we been... First of all, do you believe that? And second, if so, have we been driven to a state of paranoia? So what, if that's the case, what has that, if we've been driven there, what has that done? And what does that hold for us in the future? This COVID-19 thing has pointed out a big thing. Now, at first, it wasn't really affecting African Americans, or we thought we couldn't get it. And now it's like we're primarily the ones who are dying. So to me, that points out not just racism or discrimination, but a need for more black doctors and black hospitals. We don't have the doctors. We don't have the hospitals that are ours. We don't have a black medical field. We got a black Facebook and a black Instagram, but we don't have a black medical field. And you guys know what I'm saying. So, is it paranoid personality disorder? Time will tell. Because the mistrust is sort of bred out of something factual. But do those facts still hold true today is the question. And if not, why haven't we let that go? We can't just use it when it's convenient for us.